Welcome to the Make Mental Health Matter show. I am your host, Kelli Melissa Reinhardt, and as with every single episode, I am very excited. Technology has been a super challenge lately, so so much fun. But we're going to use different microphones today because sound and things. They work. Sometimes they work. Sometimes they don't work. But the best part is that, as you can see, we're back in studio. And my guest for today, I'm going to properly introduce her, but she also will be able to tell you a little bit about herself. So Odelia is a best-selling author, speaker, and certified guided autobiography instructor who helps individuals reflect, share, and celebrate their personal stories to create a lasting legacy. As the founder of the Legacy Writing Guide, she combines the healing powers of writing with deep listening and intuitive guidance. Her compassionate approach creates a safe space where people can explore their lived experience with honesty and courage. Odelia's award-winning book, You Are Allowed, inspires readers with its themes of belonging, self-acceptance, and emotional resilience. Born in Paris and now living in Colorado, she draws from her journey across cultures to support others in finding meaning, connection, and peace through storytelling. So, thank you so much for joining me today and, all the tech things, because we're going out. But tell the audience a little bit more about, I know I talked about how or what you do, but tell the audience a little bit more about yourself.
So first of all, thank you for having me. And I did enjoy all the technical problem. It was a lot of fun. What I do, first of all, I'm from France. I'm from Paris, France. And I grew up there. And then I moved to Israel. So I was in Israel for 22 years. And 8 years ago, we moved here with my family, my husband, my friend, my kids.
Nice.
Yeah.
So compared to Paris, how is Colorado?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, really different. It's every time it's a big change. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And from Israel to Colorado is even, wow. Yeah, everything is bigger.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, I have not traveled to Paris or France or any of those, but I did. I took French in high school.
Nice.
I know most people said you should take Spanish, but I was like, no, I'm going to take French.
Okay.
Because it's so the language of love, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I know, so not here to talk about Paris or Colorado really, but I know that you are a best-selling author, but you also help people create their stories.
Yes.
So tell the audience a little bit more, like, what does that process look like, or why did you even start helping people?
Yeah, so I started really young. I started to write when I was 10 years old. And I actually created a safe place for me in the writing. I felt really different and I felt really weird. And people always told me that I have too much imagination and that I'm a big dreamer and it's not okay. And so I just take a piece of paper and start writing stories. And it was my safe place. And I think that, with the time, I just write more and more, and now I'm doing the same for other people. So it's nice. I love it.
Yeah, I guess the reason, and I know you know, but the reason why I'm excited for you to be on the show is because I've written for multiple collaboration books, but I am in the process of writing my own book, and I know we've had a conversation about how that process is and what can help and how to really lay it out and all those things. So I know that you also, I mean, I'm going to backtrack a little. creating a safe space for people to just write,
Yeah,
no matter what it is.
no judgment.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest part for people is to get into that safe place and let go of judgment. And that was the first thing I want to do for people. Like, okay, we are in that safe place and now we are going to let go of judgment. And by reflecting on your story, you have an opportunity to let go of judgment. Because you have more perspective of what happened. So reflective writing is super important for our well-being and for everything in our life.
Yeah. I mean, if I think about, so I don't know. I guess I'm like in my brain, because I am I want it to like be perfect because my mom as a teacher always corrected me with my grammar. And when I write, I had a mentor back in the day who used to check my emails and make sure that it sounded professional. So with all of that said, over time, I have become a perfectionist and I read and I reread and then I move things around. And I think that's why I'm like having a struggle with getting the first part of my book.
Yeah, and it's really okay. So what I'm doing actually when I guide someone is the total opposite of what you just said. It's like we are not doing that. We are just expressing yourself freely. Just say what you have to say right now. Because I think we really need to have that safe place to do and to say and to express ourselves freely. When I started writing my first book, that's what I did. I just put everything what I wanted about my mom, my birth mom, and everything. And then we can edit and we can change and we can do other things. But first of all, start with just reflect and just put whatever you have to.
Okay. And I know there is like a flow when you do a book that you want to make sure, well, I guess when I first started the process of writing initially for the very first collaborative book, they kind of were adamant, like kind of how the story flowed. But that was helpful in mine of their like, just write how you normally talk. Because I would think a book, you want it to be more like third person. But a lot of people love that drawing of like almost
Depending.
putting themselves in you in a way.
So depending, but what I created with time, it's that two really important part of the process, and the first one is just for you. Okay, so you are just for you, just expressing yourself, reflecting on your stories, and when you do that and you're writing about your story, you have more opportunity to just look at your story in another perspective. And when you do that, you let go of judgment. And when you let go of judgment, you can go through a lot. For me, it was self-forgiveness. For other people, it could be self-love, self-respect, a lot, depending on what you are searching for. Because I really believe that when you are writing your story, which is really brave, you are looking for something. And for me, it wasn't clear at the beginning, but at the end, I was looking for self-forgiveness, which is really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has a reason why they write a book.
Yes.
Whether it is getting out information that they want others to have,
Absolutely.
or like you just said, is that self-love or the self-reflectiveness and I think it's one of those things that now everybody's like, well, are you going to write a book and so it's like a question that people come out with all the time.
What question, like, are you going to write a book?
Yeah, I feel like more people ask that than not anymore.
Absolutely. But for so many different reasons. That's why I think it's really important to start with yourself. And then we can take the manuscript and do whatever we need to. We can edit, we can change, we can delete, really a big process, a long process, and you have to decide. But the first thing, it's you.
Yeah.
Say what you have to say.
That's amazing. And I know, so I want to also kind of circle back a little bit because you said that your book specifically has information about you, your mom, and your birth mom. And I didn't realize that was part of your story.
Yeah.
I have not read the book, I'm sorry, but I would love to know more about that.
So yeah, and he will explain actually why I say it was weird. I felt weird, which is a good thing. So I was adopted when I was a little girl, like a baby, and I didn't know about my adoption. My adoption was kept secret, and my parents, which I love very much, they kept me. They wanted to protect me. But they spent a lot of energy and time to lie and to, secret. No one needs to talk about it. So I didn't know. And I learned that in a really, really weird way. And so people often ask me, like, you never felt adopted? I'm like, what?
What I felt adopted.
What? But anyhow, when I knew, it was really hard, and it was a big, big change in my life. And so that's why I started really loving the writing, the reading, everything.
So I placed my daughter for adoption. I was 16 when I had my daughter. And I actually, at that time, got to pick the family out of a book because it was open adoption. It was still in Colorado, which was a closed adoption state at the time. But I went through an open adoption agency, and I was able to pick the family. But now their family and my daughter still in my life. They're very much just like an extended family of our family now. So,
oh wow,
yes,
this is amazing.
Yeah.
So my adoption was closed, and it was in 1975 in Paris. So I don't know much about adoption in Colorado, but So I looked for. I looked for a lot of love, and which took me to an adventure which I talk about in my book. But I really was looking for love, and I didn't find it until I wrote my book. And when I finished writing my book, I look at my book and I'm like, okay, I find what I was looking for. And it was everything in my book. So
wow. My mom was also adopted in the 40s. So very closed. She didn't get any of the information until, I want to say, probably in her 40s, maybe 50s, but a lot of it had like the black.
Yeah, me too. Mine too. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Yeah. So when I met my second husband, Sharon, the first thing we shared, so I shared about being adopted, which my parents still said, it's not okay, don't share. It kept going with time, like, don't say anything. So every time I said I am adopted, I was crying. So it's just a new thing. I'm not crying when I'm saying I am adopted. Lucky you. But, lucky me too. But, I share with him, and his first thing he said, like, we are going to Paris to look for your birth mom. And we did.
Oh, wow.
And we find her, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But at first, I get that document with all the black, and I'm like, so everyone know her. I'm the only one. Yeah, so anyway. We find it.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah.
Oh. So we have to go to our quick first sponsored break. But once we get back from that, then I would love to kind of dive into that if you're willing. So we'll be right back after this quick first sponsored break.
Have you ever felt completely alone?
Like your life doesn't matter.
One person dies due to suicide every 40 seconds.
You are not alone. Call the National Suicide Lifeline at 988.
Hope and recovery is possible.
1 in 8
People globally live with a mental disorder.
That's why empowering minds saves lives.
We need your help. With only $19 a month, you help us save lives through mental health and suicide prevention education.
Scan the QR code or go to makementalhealthmatter.org to sign up as a warrior for mental health today.
Hi, my name is Dr. Constance Leland from Level Up Circle TV, where I elevate the world through education, one learner at a time. Join me on Fresh Takes at 9 a.m. Thursday, Pacific Standard Time on E360 TV. Have a fantastic day. Bye.
Are you crypto curious? Maybe it's a little too scary for you to get involved in all this crazy Bitcoin cryptocurrency stuff. Join me, your host, Charlie Stivers of Goose Live. Find us on Achieve TV Thursdays, noon Mountain Time, where we talk all things crypto.
And like that, we're back. If you are just joining the Make Mental Health Matter show, thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're listening or watching. I would highly recommend going back to the beginning of this, as per usual, if you've been here before, to hear Odelia's story and what she does specifically. But we were chatting about adoption, and knowing that it was really in the 70s. My mom's was in the 40s, which was like really closed. And similar with you, well, I think she found more information on Ancestry.com. So did the swab and found a lot of connections, found actually a cousin first, which kind of got her into the family of, I think it was dad first and then mom. Both have since passed away. But unfortunately for my mom, it was not a good situation. And so both families actually kept my mom from ever meeting them. And so I know, and my mom was the same, as that her parents were amazing and that she just wanted to know more information. And I think that is a constant of adopted people.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's really important. I can relate with that. I always said it's like going with a little hole, a big hole in your chest and saying, wow, I'm missing a part. And now I'm okay since I met her.
Was she receptive?
Oh my goodness. She was okay. We met in France with my husband, and it was really an amazing experience, which I share in my book. And but when I asked her to come again, and she's like, just to say goodbye before we go back to Israel, where we were living at the time, she said no. So she's like, no, I saw you yesterday. Bye. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're like, all right.
All right. But writing that, my story, which I started 10 years ago, it was really a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Because for 10 years ago, I will be like, I want to kill her. Which now I'm like, okay, bye.
Yeah. Like now it doesn't matter as much.
No.
In a way.
In a way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that it is courageous to be able to search out because, one, writing it in a book, but then also just searching out and wanting to understand and know more, and then finding that person and feeling like you, not in a way rejected, like it was almost needed to meet her, but then you could move on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. And that's what we are doing actually in the writing process. We are doing that reflection and to be able to move on and keep going with our life and not get stuck with that. Like I was like all the time, I am adopted. And now I'm like, okay, I'm adopted. So let's move on.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah. Well, I think that, and so what I heard from you is that it's almost like this building of information in your body. And when you put pen to paper, you can almost like release all of that through the book.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome. Well, and if I think about like, so I'm not really a reader. I love Audible. I love listening to books. Yeah. But if I think about it from that perspective, and I understand that not all authors, that's their mission, right? That's not really the way that sometimes they release. But if I rethink about it that way of all books, I think it changes my perspective a little bit.
Yeah. And I love to say it's all about perspective. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
It's really, first of all, we need to read more. Just saying. If you want to write, you need to read. But here we go. I'm getting into my guide, like, can I do it? Come on. It's really amazing to be able just to have that, that safe place to say whatever I want to say to my birth mom, about my birth mom. Like on the page, I'm talking with her, to her, I'm saying what I have to say, but of course I won't say that in person because I need to process my feeling before I met her, which we are not doing enough. We are not processing our feeling, and we are not aware anymore about what we are actually feeling like, So it's a really good opportunity to just process. And you said the pen on paper, which is activating the right side of the brain, which is really important for creativity, imagination, and also process our feelings.
I love the brain too.
I know.
Yes. So that's really good. And I know I actually, I had a friend who she wrote a book, never intending to publish at all. It was literally just that download of information, getting it into a space.
Absolutely.
And then she decided to publish.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I really believe in. It's like just having that space, and then we can do whatever you want. Whatever. It's not, because also sharing your story and also celebrating your story is important in the process. So celebrate what you went through,
Yeah. And I know, I mean, you would think that I read because I have a whole library in my office.
I need to go check that out. I'm going to.
You can come anytime to my office. But I also have listened to quite a few of those on Audible, and then most of the time I start on Audible, but then I have to buy the book because there's certain parts that I really want to remember, or vice versa. It's I love listening, especially when authors do their own books, because you hear them. No,
No, I'm French with an accent, which is a mix of Hebrew and French. So people are like, what the heck? What's going on here? So now I won't do my other. No.
Like I'm not reading my own book.
No. You can do it if you want. But
I did. I was chatting with another friend the other day, and they said, when is it coming out? Because you and I had this conversation of like when I wanted it to come out. And you were the one you're like, are you sure that's the timeline? Because you would have need to start way before.
Yeah, because I'm also guiding for really, other technical stuff, which I know because I'm doing that for a long time already. So I'm like, I have also that side of being the
realist.
Yeah. Like, what's going on with people? How many words do you have in your manuscript? Which people are like, 2,000. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, and I do want to talk a little bit more about the technicalities of a book and timeline, if you're interested.
Yeah, I am. I'm here.
You're like, let's talk about everything. We're going to go to our last quick sponsor break. And then once we get back, we will chat about that. So we'll be right back after this sponsored break.
1,917 people die daily from suicide globally.
I lost my middle sister, Carrie, to a completed suicide on February 20th, 2017.
How does Kelli, host of the Make Mental Health Matter show, impact lives? Number 1. Awareness.
My story, all over it, isn't unique. I am a domestic violence survivor and a recovering addict. For 14 years, I was in active addiction. And because of Kelli and the work that she does and the opportunity to have my voice heard, I was able to stay clean and sober and have hit a year. I'm still here. And if it wasn't for Kelli answering my call the day that I thought I was going to take my life.
2. Conversation.
I'm curious, and I know that I've heard a lot in the BIPOC community, it is very hush-hush. It's like one of those things that you don't talk about. Like, you literally feel like it's not a conversation you can have. So can you talk a little bit more about that?
First, shout out to Kelli, because I'm glad that she asked the question. I researched you before I went on your show, and I saw how real and authentic you were. And I just appreciate the question, because it is different, and we have to have tough, courageous conversations. So yes, I always say I'm a triple diversity threat. I'm a Black woman with multiple disabilities. Now, I'm not really a threat, but to other people, I may be, because people fear the unknown and what they're uncomfortable with.
Number 3. Education.
Kelli's passionate commitment to mental health awareness is a beautiful thing. It's clear in her social media posts, it's clear in the resources that she puts together, in the activities that she provides, her collaboration with organizations, and the consistent way that she continues to deliver a message, encouraging people to understand that they can share openly and to break the stigma around mental health. Kelli's topics cover children and adults, talk about things that we can do as a community, things that we can do individually, and her website is packed with information and resources and all kinds of contacts that you can use to reach out, whether you're dealing with something yourself or you're looking to help somebody else who is struggling. I encourage you to check it out.
And like that, we're back again. If you're just joining the Make Mental Health Matter show, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you do go back, because you're like halfway through. So we have been talking about really the book writing process, and also how being able to put pen to paper to get out feelings, emotions. Sometimes it's reflecting, being self-reflective, looking for self-love. Odelia told us her story about also being adopted, and it is in her book. So you can go read. I'm going to get that and go read it too, because it sounds so fascinating. So I know I said right before the break that I wanted to talk more about kind of the technical process of writing a book. And it's more about, timeline. If there is one, there doesn't necessarily have to be one, but kind of timeline, a little bit of about the structure, but not, because that's what you do and guide people through, but maybe just a couple little snippets. And then I also kind of want to wrap it into talking about AI, because that has been a huge topic. It's always brought up every time I talk to somebody about writing books, because they're like, oh, I can just go use ChatGPT or whatever. So
why not?
yeah,
Good luck.
right. Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about all of those things a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Okay, so for me, it took 10 years to write that book. And for other people, I had a conversation with a lady yesterday, and she's like, it took me 4 years. I do believe that it's good to have a timeline, but I really believe in the take your time and write whatever you need and for you, and take your time and do it in a way of doing it at least every week, right? But without having you need to be done in 10 days. Because I don't like I know a lot of people who are doing that in 10 days, 30 days, 90 days, and then so on. And I do understand and respect that. But for me, it's not about that. It's about I can guide you to do it every week, and I can guide you to do it every day. But I don't like to have like a really timeline of. I'm more of asking you a question about how's the writing going. How do you feel about the writing? Anything new? Because I do believe that the manuscript will take you wherever you need to. And that's what happened to with my book too, because I was going to write about adoption, which I did in a way, but then my manuscript took me to another place, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And by the end of the process, I was with like, okay, I needed self-forgiveness and self-acceptance, and that's what I get. So it's amazing. But 10 years. I'm not saying you need to to do the same. I just give you permission, permission to do whatever you need to do.
Yeah. Well, and so the reason why I asked that is because I constantly get pop-ups like on Facebook that's like, write your book in 90 days. And I'm like, that would mean I do nothing else.
Absolutely. Yes, and absolutely. And I want to share a little something. If you want to write a book, first of all, you cannot ignore your life and say, when we are talking about writing a book, people think, and I was the same, that's why I'm sharing, it's magical, everything going to disappear from my life. I'm going to write a book all day long and it will be amazing. And no, it's not happening like that. So do a list of your non-negotiable. Before starting writing your book, take a piece of paper and a pencil and do a non-negotiable list. And with that non-negotiable, you can go and say, okay, I have that amount of time that day, and start there.
Yeah. I mean, I think that at least my book or my own book has been processing ever since I started in the collaboration books. So, I mean, that's a good probably 4 years at this point. And then last year was really when I really was like, oh yeah, I should write my own book. And there's little tiny sections that I have here, and I know what I want the title now, but it all was a process because what I thought it was going to be is no longer.
Absolutely.
And now I feel like it's pretty locked in. Okay. So at least the title and what I want it to be about. I actually had a friend that he said that he walked around with a tape recorder, back in the day, and recorded everything that he was thinking.
Absolutely.
And then he sent it in and had it written up, or it got translated somehow into the book. And I was like, you can do that?
Yeah, of course you can do that. But I do believe in a really old-fashioned way of a notebook with a pencil, because again, you are processing your feeling through the pen on the paper, which is really important. And it's also helping you with imagination and creativity. And creativity is good for everything in your life, not just writing a book. For everything, we need more creativity in our life, a lot more. And it's really, really, really helpful. So, but yeah, it's amazing. And when you have already that beginning of a book, you need to take it like you're taking everything else seriously, right? When you want to go to the dentist, you have a problem, you want to go and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in so much pain. I'm calling the office, I'm scheduling an appointment, and I'm showing up to that appointment. So you need to do the same with your writing. So after doing your list of non-negotiable, you can open a calendar and put a day and act like it's your dentist, which mine is really awesome. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But when you are going, you are respectful of the process. So you need to do the same with your writing. And you're not running away from the dentist. So the same. It's like changing your mindset.
Well, yeah, and I know I talked to you about, we have an accountability group that we
Yes.
meet every Friday, but it doesn't necessarily go into us writing the book at this point. It's more like, hey, how was your week? But all the things, you know?
Which is important.
Yeah.
Which is really important to ask, how was your week? It's really important, but also to ask, how was your writing? And if someone say, I didn't do anything, so it's okay. You know, it's totally fine. And just having that safe place for people. But you need also to kind of train your brain to, like when you go to the first time, I'm always giving that example because I need to go back to doing something with my body, like training or, you know, I used to do a lot. But the first time you are going back, it's really hard. And so it's just a training. Yeah. So that's why I guide people to like get into a routine of writing, but a routine that is good for you.
Right.
Not good for me.
Right. Yes. Well, and I know you were saying that it's also helpful for your mental health.
Yes, absolutely. It's really good. Yeah, because when we do that and we share our story, which I always do also, is sharing the story and celebrating. So whatever people are saying, I'm like really in a good celebration, like, wow, this is so amazing. You know, it's okay. It was hard, but if you're good, it's okay. So the celebration and the sharing is actually activating dopamine in our brain because we have that sense of belonging and that sense of, wow, I am actually doing something important. And the dopamine is really good for us. So
yeah, I call them the brain's happy juices.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we just talk about, that absolutely what is going on.
Yeah. I also want to, so we have about 10 minutes or so, but and I know this is a post that you had put. It's more about the AI topic, right? So because so many people, and like I said on Facebook, I'm getting pop-ups that said you can write your book in 90 days, and then there's also other people that are promoting using ChatGPT and or other AI tools. So the post specifically was, are you worried about like your job going away because of all of these AI tools?
No, I'm not. So it's really depending on the book. If it's about your life, it's really important to do it yourself because of all what we talk until now. So it's a really important thing to just do it yourself because AI, and I use AI and I love AI, and it's like saying no to Google and saying no to the internet. When I was younger, we didn't have internet, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have internet and so many tools. And I do believe that it's like saying no to all that. So you didn't say no to internet, so don't say no to AI. And I'm using it for my emails and everything because, you know, it's important. But if it's another book, you can just use AI if you want to tell your story, to write your story. No, yeah. I don't think so. Because the way I'm asking question when I'm guiding, and you can do it with yourself too, it's question AI wants not to ask you.
Yeah.
And AI, sorry AI, but it doesn't have feeling, like, you know.
Yeah.
And it doesn't remember the smell of your mom, or I'm using a lot of senses when I'm doing the guidance because it's also connected to the brain and to the good juices, like you said, you know, and connecting to our senses is connected to the same area in our brain with the memories. And so AI cannot smell. I don't think so.
Enough.
Let me know if it does.
It does, right? You're like, that would be a really new technology that somebody puts out. Yeah. No, I think that's a good point, is that, and that's what you had mentioned, is like AI can't smell your mom's chicken noodle soup, right? There's no way that it's going to fully be able to explain the senses, the emotion, all of those things,
Yes.
which I know that you can customize so that it starts remembering things and all, I get
Yes,
that. But
yes.
I think for me, the biggest thing that you said is that pen to paper. And it may be why I haven't fully created the book yet, because for now I've just been putting notes in my phone. So it may be the typing of the process that I'm missing, because I love writing things down. I'm sticky note queen.
Me too.
Everywhere. When I have conversations with people, I'm like writing notes, and then I put the sticky
Me
note
too.
over here, and then I lose the sticky note. But
I have tons of sticky notes from, I don't know, yeah, same.
I'm like, I got to write it down so that I forget what I'm doing. But
Yeah.
that's my way of when I do things, is when I have to write it out. So that's so interesting to me. And I just connected that maybe that's the
Nice.
reason. So I think I might have to shift my notes into actually writing
Yes,
and see where that
A
goes.
notebook, a pencil.
Yeah. Oh, a pencil. So you can erase?
Yeah.
Or
no,
just
you
so
don't
that. Okay.
erase.
Okay.
A pen, sorry.
A pen. Okay.
My
I was like,
English.
because otherwise I'd be
No,
erasing
you
everything.
don't erase. You don't do anything. You just put
write.
it- Yeah.
Okay. I might have to get a spiral notebook, which I have several of them.
I'm sure
and
you
then
have.
just start
I
writing.
can give you one. I have some.
Yeah. Well, I think this conversation of writing a book and how it really truly does help your mental health. It also helps you process emotions that maybe were stuck. It also, if you're looking for that self-love, or you're looking for whatever it might be that's coming out in your story, and it could take you 10 years, it could take you 20 years, it could take you 90 days if that's
Absolutely.
like the way you're going.
Absolutely.
So I don't think it's any certain way
No.
for anybody.
No. And that's what is important to remember.
Yeah.
Having that safe place, really, truly, under 100%.
Yeah. And creating the space for you to do it, actually putting it on the calendar and taking it seriously, and not just because otherwise it really is wasted time.
Absolutely. And it's also really sad when you are thinking about that. Oh, I started writing my book, but I didn't write for 2 months. And now I'm writing it. It's like, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming. So we
Yes.
don't want to get more overwhelmed. We want to actually do the opposite. And so,
So anything that we didn't touch on that you did want to talk about?
oh my goodness me. Don't start. I don't know. You tell me. Yes, I want to say to just slow down and take the time to just enjoy and just look around and smell and listen and look with more awareness.
Yeah, awareness. Yeah. So if somebody wanted to work with you, what would be the best way for them to find you?
So I have a website, it's Odelia, Odelia Elgarat, ELGARAT.com.
Nice. And you offer different types of workshops?
Yes, I have a membership, workshop, coaching one-on-one, and the workshop is amazing and super fun.
Tell me more about the workshop.
We have having that workshop with a friend of mine, and we are doing bath sounds relaxation.
Oh, the sound bath?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That, what she said.
Yeah.
Relaxation. I know the writing parts. And we are actually smelling spices, and we are touching stuff, and we are listening, and we are eating chocolate, guys. And then we are writing a letter to our feeling, not about, but to.
Oh, wow.
We are sharing, celebrating, and also I'm giving some guidance for writing. So it's super fun at the village.
Yeah. So you're incorporating literally all the senses
Yes.
into the writing.
Yes.
just to create that safe space
Yes.
and the guidance.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's really, really fun. So the next one is on July 22nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those of you that are listening that are not in Colorado, but those of you that are in Colorado, it's at the Village Workspace in Centennial. So if you've been putting off that book, like myself, I'm not putting it off. I'm just slowly writing it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Or if you've thought about writing your book, but you need extra guidance, great space, a great safe space to be able to come. And the Village is just an awesome space to have any of those, all of it together.
Yeah.
Very cool. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm excited that my brain connected the pen to paper and that I need to start doing that versus typing in my phone.
Yes.
Because most of the time I lose the notes and then I have to search it and, all the things. So
just a few minutes a day about anything.
Just carry my book around.
Just for the.
I love that. I'm like in my brain. So my brain just went to like being in Paris with a book and a pen and,
Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a retreat in Paris. So, yeah. But that is for next time.
Yes, the next time. Well, I just really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, also what you do, and knowing how mental health really, truly is connected to writing a book, although it may be different for those of you that maybe you have a different reason why you write a book, but I bet you throughout the process, and if you have somebody as amazing that can guide you through that process, then you never know what's going to come out of it. And I'm pretty sure that the most authentic books are the ones that people really, truly want to read.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no matter what you do, come back next week. I go live every single Monday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Mountain Time on Dream Vision 7 Radio, or you can watch on E360 TV at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. But I hope that this sparked some of that creativity if you've been wanting to know more about books, about writing books, and how that process all looks. So I will see you next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye.